guys. All right, so day one of our yoga challenge has us doing my cheat sheet over here has us doing tree pose, garland, balancing table, and legs up the wall. If you ask me, that's a little out of order, so we'll do it this way. Okay, we're gonna start in balancing table. So get your mat out. Set your mat up short end to the wall so that we don't have to do any shifting later for legs up the wall. All right, balancing table. Get yourself into table pose, which is hands and knees. Spread your fingers really wide as you can get them, and set the entire hand down on the mat. Your wrists right underneath your shoulders. Try not to lock out your elbows. Keep a nice gentle bend in them, just a little micro bend. And I want to be too close to the here, hang on just a second. Okay, there we go. Yeah, fingers spread really wide, entire hand down onto the mat. Knees right underneath your hips. Shins about parallel to one another, and we'll just stay here for a couple breaths. Draw your low belly in so you're not kind of slouching into the pose. Nice neutral spine, chin tucked just slightly. And our balancing table will root down into the right hand. And you may want to bring the knees together a little bit. You could walk the hands together a little bit just for a little bit more stability as we go into the balancing table. So we'll start by reach your left arm forward. So your palm is open to the right. Press down into the ground with your right hand. Lift up out of that shoulder. So again, we're not trying to sink down. We want to lift and build stability. And then reach back through your right leg, keeping that right hip tucked under. Draw your low belly up and in, and breathe nice and deep. We'll do 5 breaths. Relax through your jaw, through your face. Firm through your glutes. Press back through that right heel. Low ribs tuck in. One more big breath in. And bring hand and knee back to the mat. Let me do the other side. Right arm reaches forward, palm open to the left. And when you're ready, extend your left leg back. If this is too much, you can bring your left toes to the ground. You can always lower and lift as you need to. Again, ribs stay tucked. Firm through your glutes. Pressing your left heel back. 3 more breaths. Nice slow, long breaths reaching the top. And exhale, completely return hand to knee. And now I'm thinking garland would be the best pose to do next, which is the squat. It may not be accessible to everyone to go super deep into the squat, so something that you have available, well, if you've got your mat, an option is to roll the mat up, and this will support your heels. So again, you could do this on the roll or not. Feet are wider than hip width distance. Your toes are slightly out. As you bend your knees will track in the same direction as your toes, so pay attention to that and make any necessary adjustments that you need to. Come down as low as you can, keeping your heels on the ground. If your heels are lifting up a lot, you can put more underneath the heels. But we want the heels to ground into something rather than trying to get down and staying up on your toes. No. Let's give your heels something to ground into. That feels nice. Nice tall spine. Your hands will be, or your elbows, excuse me, will be inside of your knees, palms together, open through your heart. And we'll breathe here. Tailbone reaching down, crown of the head reaching up. Filling your belly with breath every time you breathe in. And gently squeezing every last drop out as you exhale. You can incorporate a wrist stretch here too as you breathe and do this. Bringing the back of your hands together and just kind of rolling the wrists out. We'll do 3 more breaths. I haven't been counting. And play with the weight, that weight back into your heels. One more deep breath in and out. Now we've kind of done a little bit of a hip opener here, so we're ready for tree pose. So releasing from this, you can kind of shake the legs out a little bit here. Sorry, bud. Okay, and now tree pose, if you'd like, you have the wall. You can use the wall to help stabilize yourself, or I'll show you the kickstand option. So for tree, set your feet up right underneath your hips. We'll start with the right leg. This is my right leg. So turning the right toes and letting the knee and the rest of the leg follow. So turning that out to the side. You could bring your heel to your left ankle. This is the kickstand version. Bring your foot to your left calf, below the knee, and you could use your hand for help, bringing the foot above the knee onto your thigh. If you're kind of in between these poses, your foot might be pressing into your knee, and that's going to compromise the knee. So pick either above or below. If you can't get all the way above, go below. That kickstand option is also available. If the wall is close enough, which is not for me, you can also use the wall to help support you. Bring your hands to your hips. That right knee is pushing back. Have a nice tall spine. That tailbone pointing down. Keep breathing. You can leave your hands on your hips. You can bring hands to heart center. Or if you want to challenge your balance, reach up. If you really want to challenge your balance, close your eyes. We'll do about 3 more breaths. Stretch up. You could turn this into a back bend if you want. You can kind of play, sway, turn into a fun dancing tree. And once you've got about 5 to 10 breaths, depending on what you want to do, gently release that leg, give it a shake, give that standing leg a shake, and we'll do the other side. So another option, again, with the wall here is to do it with your back against the wall. Maybe not totally leaning against the wall, but you've got it there for support if you do start to wobble. All right, so switching sides. We'll start with feet under hips, ground into your right leg, turn your left toes and knee out to the side, and pick either kickstand, foot on your right leg below the knee, or foot on your right leg above the knee. One thing I didn't mention on the first side, the knee and the leg are pressing into one another, really strengthening up the whole pose, and that'll help open this hip also. Okay, so hands either at the hips, and this would provide some feedback to make sure those hips are level. Hands at heart center maybe. Maybe you grow your tree, maybe you sway it, play with it. Maybe you close your eyes. If you're lifting your arms, make sure to relax your shoulders. A couple more breaths. in and gently release. Shake out your legs. Now we'll do a little legs up the wall. This one is one of my personal favorites. I love this. Headed dog next to you. So to get your legs onto the wall, first sit next to the wall, kind of with one side of the body next to the wall here. And I kind of scooch my bottom to one side of the mat here so I have time to roll. So you're kind of close to the wall. Here comes Amber. So you're kind of close to the wall on this side with this outer arm will come down. And you'll swing your legs up the wall. And it'll take you a couple tries, which is okay. And kind of shimmy, scooch as you need to, so that the back of your legs are up the wall. Find a position here that's comfortable. That's what it's all about in this pose. You're reversing the circulation in your legs, so the veins that have to pump blood up can now take a rest, and it'll strengthen the veins that are pumping blood down. And it's also helping to pool the blood into your organs, really bathing your organs in blood, which is a good thing. So find some rest here. Your arms can lay really anywhere. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly is an option. Arms out to the side is an option. Pet your dog is an option. But rest and relaxation is the name of the game here. And set our intention. Self-love, self-care. As you breathe here, I offer this mantra, Sat Nam. It means I am. So in the vein of self-love, self-care, know that you are enough, you are strong, you are. I am Sat Nam. Relaxing fully into the pose, melting into the mat, into the ground. And you're more than welcome to stay here for more than 10 breaths, but when you're ready to come out, kind of wiggle your toes with your fingers, walk your feet down the wall, hug your knees into your chest. You can roll to one side, rest for as long as you need to. And when you're ready to come up, just push up. And you have completed day 1 of the challenge. So keep it going. You can do it. I will be doing it with you. Together we can.